Yes, she passed away this morning, or maybe last night. A neighbor discovered her a few hours ago. I'm very sorry for your loss."
A heavy load of guilt pressed onto him. Garrison had truly meant to spend more time with his grandmother after returning from Uganda. He had wanted to, but with medical appointments to remedy his malaria, followed by job interviews to remedy his bank account, several months had passed and he'd only managed one visit down there so far, and that was just one quick stop on a day trip with his roommate. He had planned to surprise her on Thanksgiving and spend the whole week with her. But now it was too late.
"What happened?"
he asked weakly.
"I mean, I realized she was in her late 80s, but she seemed in good health. I just talked with her a few days ago." "I suspect it was her heart. Were you aware that she'd had some cardio problems?"
"No, she never mentioned it." He continued trudging up the last flight of stairs.
"Yes, well, she mentioned it to me late last summer. That's when she came in to make some changes regarding her estate. I suspect she knew that she wasn't long for this world."
"I had no idea. She always seemed so cheerful and energetic." Garrison felt tears filling his eyes as he pictured the old woman working in her garden, surrounded by her motley crew of cast-off cats. He punched his fist against the door. Malaria or no malaria, why hadn't he spent more time with her right after he'd gotten home from Uganda?
"I'm sorry for your loss, Garrison. As I'm sure you must know, Mrs. Brown has designated you as her only heir."
Garrison sighed at the word heir. Poor Graham, like him, pretty much had nothing. Besides her cats, that is.
"Yes, well, Graham and I don't have many other relatives. So I'm hoping that you can come to Vancouver and help sort things."
"Of course," Garrison agreed as he slid his key into the deadbolt of Randall's door. "I'll get down there as soon as possible. Maybe by tonight if I can catch a bus in time."
"Tomorrow is soon enough."
Mr. Miller gave some details regarding Graham's wishes for her funeral and interment.
"I've already contacted her pastor. The service can be held next Monday at 11, if you agree, but I'm sure there are some other details you'll want to attend to."
"Right." Garrison stepped into his friend's apartment, pausing to jot down some notes along with some phone numbers. "I'll call you when I get into town. Probably tomorrow," he told the lawyer. They wrapped up the dismal conversation. Then Garrison closed his phone and slumped into the well-worn leather recliner. Leaning forward with head in hands, he allowed his tears to flow. An old part of him felt ashamed. Crying like this seemed unmanly. But then he remembered something a Ugandan friend once told him. A real man is not afraid to shed tears. Besides, he reminded himself as he loudly blew his nose, this was Graham he was grieving. Graham had been his rock after his parents were killed in a car wreck 22 years ago. She'd been recently widowed, but the older woman had shown real backbone by insisting on taking her bitter adolescent grandson into her home. She'd barely known Garrison at the time, and yet she had persistently loved him, through thick and thin. And there had been a lot of thin. But despite his deep-rooted rebelliousness and sassy back-talking habits, she refused to give up on him. She even forgave him when he nearly torched the nearby grade school. Her grace and diligence had eventually won him over, both to her and her faith. Without Graham, he knew he would have gone down, or up, in flames. And now she was gone, and he couldn't even say goodbye.
"Hey, man!"
Garrison's roommate called out a greeting as he came into the apartment with a pair of grocery bags in his arms.
"How'd the interview—"
Randall's brow creased as he set a bag on the counter.
"What's wrong?"
"My grandmother." Garrison sniffed and stood, squaring his shoulders, trying to act strong, manly. "Her lawyer just called. Graham passed away this morning."
"Oh, man. I'm so sorry."
Randall